Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa, and today I'm just going to have a little fun little play and make some journal cards. Hopefully they can go into my upcoming rainbow journal, or just some fun things to make. I was trying to pull out some stuff I haven't played with for a while to match with some, or mesh with some of the new stuff I have. So this card right here, if you saw my tape video, you saw this card, and this involved my photo booth, Tim Holtz Photo Booth strips. I think I maybe used one once before, so I decided I wanted to play with those for a while. And then I've got these frames. Now I do have some Tim Holtz frames in here, the ones that are stitched. But then I also have some generic ones that I probably got like from Temu in here. This one has just a generic, kind of like a silverish green color. That's why I decided to pick it. And then I'm going to use some of these Tim Holtz tidbit things to add to it. I also have my chipboard numbers. Those are these, and the link is down in the description for those. Yeah, just used a scrap piece of paper. This first one came from Paper Studio. I did cut it down to be 4 inches from the 6 by 6, so it's 4 by 6. But I do have a couple of my master boards here. These are the ones that I used in that video to add the tape, so I might as well use them. This is a different master board, as well as I pulled out my Old World mat stacks. These are what, 4.5 by 6.5. These would be great journal cards. Some lovely colors in there, as well as some of my painty papers to be able to cut out and use those. So I've got the yellow. I've got some neutral brown, which would probably be great to use with those. I've got my green. Green is the one I use for that. I've got a blue. I've got purple. And I've got the original pink. So I've got a whole variety of colors that I can cut out little pieces to add to this. So I got a whole bunch of stuff that I can, new and old, that I can play with. Yeah, so it's fun. As well as my little rounder. Get that out. There we go. All right, so I'm going to start with this one. And I think I'm going to use the biggest one. And I'm just going to round the edges. I did add a little bit of that tape to this one. All right, so let's get a frame we like on here. Get something with blue. That's probably just too big for it. We want something smaller, right? Oh, that's got some blue flowers in there. All right. Now, you would think that, you know, like this, the frame with the picture, I decided to put, with the frame, to put, not the picture, but to put some of the ephemera with it to kind of have it stick. Laying floors, that's cute. I like that. All right, let's find oh, that sweet little girl. Let's go with her. She's right on top. Sometimes you don't need to dig. I'm going to trim this down a bit so there's not as much of that beige showing, and just snip the corners off so it's a little less new looking. Okay. And just gonna ink the edges because it's white chipboard. Just want to get rid of that. Probably do the same with this. And I think I'm gonna cut the strings off. I know some people like it, but I think it's just gonna get in the way of this. Put a little ink on this. Okay, so we're gonna glue that in, and then I'm gonna find another little label to put there. Put a little glue right there. And okay, tuck it in. Beautiful. Put it right above so I can still see that tape. And then this little girl will go up here. And I think, do I want to go with the pink? I think maybe I want to go with the pink. All right, so what I did was just find an area that had a couple colors that I wanted to put behind it, and that would work good, and then just cut them out. Now these palettes that I made, the original intention was to be able to find some place to stamp on them, use them for that, but this was also the idea to use them as a kind of a base. And boy, if I could cut straight, my life would be so much different. I wouldn't say better. Cutting straight is not going to make your life better. Just throw a little bit of ink on the edge. Don't want to make it too dark, but yeah, so her colors are going to peek out here. Now on this original one, I did take my watercolor pencils and I did try to color them in, and it stayed too much on the top. Wasn't as much of a fan as I thought I would be to doing it. So I am not going to do that with her. We are just going to let her be and glue her down. I like that flower in the corner. Yep, that's cute. That's going to go on top of that. She's kind of cute. Or should I put her on top? I'm going to put it on top. Got a little pink over there, and I think whatever label I put over there, I think I'm going to add some pink to it as well. And I do have my tidbits. Oh, I probably should add some glue to this too. I do have my tidbits that I've got a few of them painted with my watercolor or alcohol ink markers. And maybe I've got one that's got like pink on there, so I could do that. Okay, should we use, we'll use some of this. It's thin paper, but I have it out, right? There we go. Wonderful. Now I do have those too that I could probably add. But I do have these. But let's take one quick look just to see if there's another Tim Holtz piece of something I want to use, because you are just too big, but you're a great color. If you were just a little smaller, oops, again, pink. I'm gonna keep that out because I might even think about cutting that. Yeah, I think these are too big. All right. I think the original idea of my thought of using my tidbits is probably the better thought. Okay. I have that one. That one is subtle. I like the 13 one better. And I'm just gonna, again, nick the edges on this and put a little ink around it. Still think I want something down there. So I'm gonna take a look. I don't want to cut that. Oh, I did say it's just about building a few layers on here. That's pretty much my goal on this. Add some interest. Oh, there to go. There's the go. Isn't it? It's amazing. Sometimes you just lay something out a couple times and all of a sudden you like see it and go, that's the one. All right. Still doesn't cover the flower, which is good. Oops, a little bit of masterboard coming up here. We can cover that. And this is just paper, so we're going to glue it down. Right there. It is quite the eclectic, I would say, mix of things for sure. And using up stuff that I don't use too often. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's shimmy that to the side, shimmy that to the side, and let's go with the neutral one so I can cut out one of my neutral. And maybe we won't go with the frame on this one. Maybe we'll just go with a couple of the tidbits. You're awful tiny and red. Australia, Brisbane, that's kind of fun. And I might use this little airplane because flying is a little red. There's a little red down here. I'm not opposed to it. Okay, so let's find someone who looks like they might be traveling on a plane. She could be traveling with her little hat on. They're going to their honeymoon. I think they're gonna go on their honeymoon. Okay. Get back in there and let's trim them down. Now I actually might grab one of those. I have the frames that are like the Temu ones, and they're kind of brownish looking. Kind of fun to put that around the Brisbane. Let's see what we got here. I can always trim it off. It doesn't have to be the full frame. Always trim it off a little bit. And then them down here with their little plane. And a couple tidbits. Get to still show my little thing there. All right, so let's find quite a block or two to put them on. I think I like those in the corner, the two dark ones. Okay, let's cut that one out. I'm definitely having fun with those little palettes that I made, that's for sure. I think the next time I go to use them though, I think I'm gonna take a little bit more and stamp some, make a little bit of, what you want to call it, background stamps, tidbit kind of things with them. All right, let's glue the faces down. Get them sort of centered so we can see all four corners of the palette. Yeah, I'll put the little frame on top there. Little plane going to Brisbane. Okay, I think I'm gonna ink this though because it looks Like it's kind of taken a little bit of beating with the white paper. It's not very, as you can see, it bends really easy. Those frames were not very thick. Not chipboardy, they were definitely more scrap paperish. Okay. All right, I think I am going to center it still. Yeah, I think we'll center it still. And then we'll put Brisbane in there. This actually might be a sticker. I think even though it was in my, somehow in my Tim Holtz Ephemera, a whole pack of stickers ended up showing from something different. And before I go any further, I am going to trim the corners. Whoops. This was a master board that I did a long time ago that I used thin, they were like coffee dyed papers with splatters and stuff like that. Okay. All right, are you a sticker? Yes, you are. I had that feeling. Okay, do my best to see. I'm going to put it on an angle just because if I try to do it straight and it's a little off, I'm going to notice it. But if I put it on an angle, we won't know that that's not the angle it was supposed to be. Okay, put that up a little bit. Kind of lift this up because I'm going to stick the paper underneath and glue it back down just because there's kind of a bigger white spot right there. And I'm okay covering it up a little bit. Move it over so the tape is there. Yeah, that's better. I like that. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, now we're going to glue, not upside down, we're going to glue the plane there. They're flying off to Brisbane on their honeymoon. They're so very happy. They're so very happy. All right, one more little tidbit number in the corner there. In red. 4 in black. No, probably brown would be better. There we go. It says Histology Paris. So maybe they're from Paris. And they've decided to honeymoon in Brisbane via the Imperial Plane. Yeah, I think that brown was better, kind of tied in the coffee kind of look of this whole thing. The little stains in the back with the watercolors. I love it. Very neutral compared to the other ones, but still very fun. All right, I do have one more card, and the green, which I did the green earlier. I did the pink. Should we try the purple on this? There is some, or yellows. Well, let's do yellow. There's some yellow here. Yeah, let's do yellow. Yellow and pink go together. I like it. Okay, let's see. Well, isn't that cute? Yellow butterflies with pink wings, volume 2. I love it. It's going to cover up a bunch of this master board, but I think it'll be okay because the pink flowers still kind of peek out. The yellow, yeah, I love it. Let's go with that. And let's find someone who looks like they might be into flowers. Oh, she's got yellow. She's painted yellow. Here we go. We found it. I love when a plan comes together and you didn't even know it was a plan. Well, it has been fun playing with these photo booth people. I've never said, I haven't used them much. I recently did another card using some Tim Holtz people, And I've kind of was hoarding them, not using them a lot, and kind of my thoughts lately are, why am I getting this stuff or having this stuff and not using it? Right? Most of these Tim Holtz kind of packages, group things, whatever, they come with so much stuff in them that, like, will they ever get all used? I don't know, honestly. I don't know if I use this, but I kind of like the number with it and the background. It was sticking out there for me. Okay, so there are some yellow. That has a bit of pink or red on there also. Most of these yellows have nothing on them, or I can add something to it. Okay, I'm going to stop looking, but all of those will work. Now the question is, do I have a frame that I would like to use, even part of the frame? I like that. It's got similar colors to it. Now this one, I probably would put her in the frame, unlike the other ones. Or do I frame that? Nope, I think I'm going to keep it separate. I like it by itself. Okay, we'll frame that to the side. We'll put her in there. I do like her above it. That could work. I like too many things that are here. Okay, we're going to start by the bottom. Oh, I got to find my yellow things. And we are going to trim this, round it, because that's what I like to do. Okay. Darken the edge. Okay, we are going to, I'm going to just take the small one. These are nipped a little bit. Just going to take a little bit more off of them. What's nice about putting this up here is this paper was kind of thin, so this is going to bulk it up a bit. Give it a little bit more weight to it. Okay. All right, we're going to put it up over here. And I did block a bit of that tape that I used, but it's still peeking out, so I like it. And I moved it a bit over from before. The yellow's still showing, pink's still showing. I love it. Okay, so she's going to go down here. But I think I'm going to put her up there. And I'm going to work the that back there a little bit. Still want the butterflies to show through. Okay, so this has got to go down first. It's going to go right there. And then this is going to go down second with some glue. So yeah, this is just an eclectic mix of using some old stuff that I haven't used in a while, like the Tim Holtz Photo Booths, as well as some of the new stuff, which I gotta find my squares for this, put behind her head. I think all right, let's get some I don't want too many squares. I definitely like these ones that have like a pinker tone to them. I think I'm gonna cut those out. I'm gonna start with 3 by 2 on this one. I might end up cutting a little bit of it off. Yeah, I'm going to cut some of this off. Still want the butterflies to show, and I still want that to show. Frame still showing. Okay, we're going to do that. All right, well, I think this is going to be the last one that I do. It's the last one that I had put some tape on. Not that that matters, but they were like predetermined to be used. Okay, so we're going to put this down, and then we're going to see if we want to put that piece down or that box with the number that I had inked earlier. Okay, still see the butterflies. I've lost my, there it is, I'm like, I've lost the box. And it's definitely simple. This is a little bit more busy. I think I'm going to go with the simple. I think that's too symmetrical. Yeah, I think we're just going to go with the simple. Add some glue to that. Whoops. Get your thumb in. Oh, geez, get 2 thumbs in it. All thumbs today. Put that down there. Still see that tape? I think it came out cute in the end. I do. I like it a lot. I love it, actually. Okay. I was a little bit worried there for a minute. You guys can all go back in here. Yeah, I could save this in my save that in my little tidbits, or put it in my little box. Yeah, I love it. In a minute. All right, let's show what I did all up close and personal. All right, the happy couple from Paris flying to Brisbane. And that tape that I used looks very cool next to it. I do like it a lot. And our sweet little pink girl from the florist. I love it. And then that tape looks very cool. It almost looks like it has reddish pink in there. And then this is the one that I had done off camera earlier. I don't know if I really showed it up close. It's got the green tape I made. I got the pink with the flowers. I thought that was very cool. And then the last one we made with the yellow and the pink, that card with yellow and pink was just like the perfect. That's got yellow, that reddish pink. Yeah, she's got yellow with her little pink cheeks. I mean, you couldn't script it any better than that, right? Okay, well, that's going to be it for me today. If you liked the video, a thumbs up would be great. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them down below. If you are so inclined, drop a heart down below or some smiley emoji. Make my day. I would truly appreciate it. All right, that's going to be it for me today. As usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye for now.